All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Excuse Me Brother podcast show. I'm
You
your
thought
host,
you
Brother
could kill
Tay.
me. You thought you could kill me, but I always come back.
Unfortunately,
Even when
you
you-
always do come back.
Like the worst thing. Just like a disease.
Excuse me? Excuse me,
You
brother?
are-
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to you.
It's just not about what you did. I was always gonna come back. Whether you liked it or not. Them disease be hitting hard, don't they?
Oh, you had the COVID. That's right. You had the Rona.
I didn't have it.
Well, I know
Jay had
Producer
it.
Jay had. I know he had it, but what about you? Didn't you have it too?
No, I just had a flu.
Close enough. I think you gave it to me because I'm coming down with something. I don't know what it is.
I wasn't next to you when I had it.
It don't matter. You
didn't see
sent
you.
it through the airwaves.
It's
See, there you go. See, I don't
Good.
drink 2 cups of lemon ginger and peppermint tea.
Has
since
it
I've
worked
been
for
home
you? Has it worked for
Uh,
you, my brother?
So far, it's I probably got to drink another one. You know what? You ever tried that medicine ball from Starbucks?
That medicine ball? No, I've heard about it.
Bruh.
Is it that bad?
No,
The
it is
kale?
delicious.
Oh, okay, the way you said it,
It's got crack in it. I'm sure it's got crack in it.
I'm sure it doesn't. But okay, positive for that one.
Okay, so as y'all can see, Producer Jay is not with us tonight because he'd rather do other things, like he has a life or some shit. I don't know. So it's back to
Damn.
the original two, me and Brother Tay. We doing that old school, original Excuse Me Brother podcast. Whoa, time out.
The original day ones. What's up?
No, we're going back to the way things used to be when it was just the two of us.
But not in the studio, just at home. No
I mean,
studio yet.
we did a couple shows at home. You know,
I know.
during
We
the
did a
second
few.
wave of COVID.
Just because of the second wave of COVID.
How you been, man? You've been off for a couple weeks.
Tell you the truth, I've been great. I'm very happy. This bullshit.
Mentally, you've been great. What is
Men-
this? What does that mean? I don't know what that
Mentally,
means.
Mentally, I'm great. Like no complaints. I'm fantastic. Feeling great. I'm tired because I'm just sleepy. Because as you know fully, I work every day of the week.
Like a goddamn Mexican. I know you was Mexican.
I must do it for my people. My people only.
Crazy. Anyway, I think I'm alright. Other than this onsetting cold, I've been alright.
Those
Yeah.
colds will hurt. Just remember, you gotta fight it.
It's more annoying than anything else. Like being sick to me is annoying. Like I'm not that typical man that feels like the world is ending when he gets sick.
But
what I
it
mean?
still sucks.
It sucks, but it's just like I said, it's more annoying than anything.
Well, trust me, I can believe you on that one.
No?
I fully believe you on that. There's nothing worse than being sick.
I mean, yeah.
Well, there's some things
Um,
worse than being sick, but we don't talk about that.
What's the worst sickness you've ever had?
Oh. So I've had, I think, I don't remember, but my mother told me when I was born. I remember I'd had ammonia twice in my life. Once when I was a baby, I just came out the world. I had ammonia, so was trying to end my existence quickly. Had it again when I was 6, but I gotta say the worst one was I think I caught strep throat when I was in the 7th grade, and this case was so bad because it was when you get strep throat, it's hard to chew, it's hard to swallow food, so everything you do just hurts from talking to everything. And I also got something that every time I did nothing, my mouth would just get full of saliva. So I had to swallow every 2 minutes. Or I had to spit out spit in a cup. And which is worse? You want to clean out a cup of spit, or do you just want to just swallow your own saliva?
Or just go spit in the garbage can or whatever.
I did that for the first 4 days, and then my doctor told me, you're making it worse.
How?
I don't know. I didn't care. They gave me like little. He's like, you gotta work it out. And I was like, something about this don't sound right.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right at all. It
But
sounds weird.
I was in the 7th grade. I didn't really have. My mother was just listening to the doctors. My mother was like, "You gotta do this because it said so." And I was like, "It's like that you can't eat." I've had a few things. I always remember my favorite thing is always when I broke my wisdom tooth. That was the most fun.
I still have all 4 of mine.
I don't have mine anymore. I got them taken out during the pandemic.
Why would you do that?
Well, I broke them.
Oh, you did say that.
I broke
All 4 of them?
No, I broke one on this side, and then I chipped the other one up here. So they were like, and since all 4 of them had grown in and they weren't on nerves, the doctor's like, well, we can take out the 2 on this side, but then your mouth's going to start to get uneven. So we might as well take out all 4. And your insurance covers it, so you won't have to pay a dime. And I was like, well, I ain't paying for shit. Might as well.
About to say, they was trying to milk your insurance.
The insurance covered everything. The only thing I had to pay was a copay of like $50, and that was it. Never heard from it again. So
Thank evolution for that, because
what
wisdom teeth, it's just like what? Just and then they don't do anything really. Just
I don't know why we call them wisdom teeth. I never understood that.
because they come later in life. That's why.
Dumb. A lot of things come later in life, like STDs.
You know what? Let's see. Why are they called wisdom teeth?
I really believe you. Yeah, we got the. Also,
They are
cut
called
off
wisdom teeth. Yeah, see, because we get them when we are older, wiser, and in our adult years.
Yeah.
So I was right.
Also, got to cut the ends of my hair, so now a little shorter.
God damn, son. Out here looking like a rabbit brain. Broad. Oh man. Okay. Anyway,
Get the flu.
did you listen to the new Drake album?
I only heard 2 songs on it.
I think I know which one of them were.
I think you guessed which one it was. Like,
The one with J. Cole on it.
you goddamn right.
First is true. Yeah, that joint was fire.
That was the first one I heard. They Cameron done that. So I was like, they got it. All I heard on thing was like Drake had a song with J. Cole. And I was like,
That's it. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. So
but I gotta hear this.
So clearly you heard about what Joe Budden had to say about it, and then you heard what Drake responded in kind.
I got to read it. That shit was fantastically great.
Are they beefing?
I think Drake is just tired of people shitting on him. I'm not gonna lie to you, there's been a lot of beefs going around lately. I wouldn't call that a beef between Drake and Joe Budden, because if it was, I don't think Joe Budden could ever respond to that Instagram post. That shit hurt.
I don't think it did. I think Drake was being over the top, really, because if you listen to what Joe said, it was more like a constructive criticism from another artist.
It wasn't.
It didn't sound like hate to me.
It wasn't hate. Be honest, speaking of it, it was just fear. It was what he wanted. It's what he wants to hear. He doesn't want to hear Drake sounding like those things. And that's what a lot of people say. They're tired of Drake switching like styles every 20 minutes. Because like, remember, he's always, either he's rapping, he's R&B singing, he's then Caribbean, then he's making Spanish.
Yeah.
He's always all over the place. So technically, Joe Budden, that's a criticism I heard many people say. But
yeah, and it's like,
I think, like I said, I think Drake just got tired of just people just complaining about him. Because that post had a lot of backup anger behind it. That not all that had to do with Joe Budden.
It did. And I use this as a microcosm of beef between black men, because for some reason brothers is always beefing over dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? You ever had beef with somebody?
Yes.
That lasted longer than it needed to? And it's like, why are we fighting? What's going on?
I've been told I've had a few where like I go back and look at it and I'm like, what was the start of that?
Right.
And then I have some I'm like, nah, this was the right start, and fuck that nigga for trying to play that, like try to play it like that. No, fuck that.
So okay,
But
give me some examples. You don't gotta name
um
names. Give me some examples.
I'll tell you one that I didn't know of that I had a beef with a person, but
And
my friends had informed me because it was a high school thing, and I don't remember in high school is just high school. But one of my friends, she was waiting for me at my locker. I was like, I had to do some extra stuff in class, and another dude passed her. He goes like, "Oh, what you doing here?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm just getting here, waiting for my boy." And he goes like, "Oh, you friends with that man? I hate that nigga," and just walked off. And then they told me like, because I showed up 10 minutes later. They're like, "It's like, yeah, that nigga said he don't fuck with you. He don't like you at all." And I was like, "Fuck that nigga too. What's up then?" I was like, I can't describe them, but like high school, like I'm the same size that I was in high school. I'm actually I'm thinner than I was in high school. I'm
and
thinner now than I was in high school. And this man was like a twig compared to me. I'm like, I know this little nigga ain't talking. Like he could get stomped out right now.
you can get a cracking right now.
I've already
Not now,
cursed out
but
the
right.
dean. I cursed out the dean a week ago. I might as well just do it now.
Why you cursing out the dean? Why you beefing with the deans?
Well, no, he started it. I got tired of him calling by my last name. I have a lot of names. He used to just yell in the hallway, just straight up McFadden. I'm like, yo, do you want? I'm like, what is the problem here?
I mean, that's your name, ain't it?
That's not the. I had like two other. I have like just Tayshawn. I also had Woods. People used to call me Tay. I had a lot of names to go by at that point. I still have a lot of names I go by. Some people don't. I guarantee you, some friends still don't actually know my real name, it's Tayshawn. But that's not the point. Why are you just yelling out McFadden across the hall? What is good with you?
Maybe he's trying to get your attention.
I don't give a fuck what he was trying to get.
What's wrong with trying to get your attention? If your name is McFadden, I'm gonna call you McFadden.
It felt like a derogatory term. I don't know. Just the way he said it. Just like,
Was he white?
no, he was fully black. It didn't matter. I felt I was being belittled. It's the same way I feel when someone, the same way I feel when someone of the other race calls me boy. I'm like, who the fuck is this person talking to?
Oh, okay, that I can definitely understand because I don't like being called boy.
Yeah, you do it all the time.
No, like, I do it to
Antagonize me.
no to mimic Kratos because it's just funny.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he just called his son boy like he doesn't have a name.
What was I never did. That shit was so stupid to me. I streamed that game with my bro Jonathan, aka the Ace. We literally streamed that game together, and every time he would call him, he's like, "I'm getting sick of this boy," and I would look at him like, "Are you saying that a little too hard, my brother?" I ain't gonna lie to you.
Like, boy, come this way. Boy, over here. Like, his name is Atreus, guy. Like, you named him that. You gave him that name.
The whole thing was his name's Atreus, and he's supposed to be Loki, but it's still like it was like his whole thing. He was like, "Boy, I told you about doing that." I'm like, "Yo,
boy, you don't listen." No, of course not. You don't listen.
You don't call me by my name. Why the fuck would I listen to you? When you say my name, when you say my actual name, then I'll listen.
So this was obviously it was a high school, right?
I've never really had real life beefs like that. I've had people I don't dislike because of like the way they carry things around. As I gotten older, I realized there's certain people I can't hang out with. Like personally, if I know you cheated on your girlfriend like twice, like the first time it could be accidents like drug accidents. These things can happen. The second time, I'm not like we can't really be cool no more.
So you stopped hanging out with people over personal life decisions.
Yes, especially now. Well, but if they show some changes, by all means, we can get back to we can start hanging out again, because like everyone deserves personal growth.
And then,
but like at a certain point, if you still doing it and your bros are like, yeah, Because I've seen people that like, oh yeah, I cheated on this girl 3 times. And friends like, yeah, like when we going out right now, I might as well cheat on her again. And I'm like, I'm clearly in the
City
wrong crowd.
boys, city boys,
I was like,
city boys up.
my brain goes like, I'm clearly in the wrong place, and this is not where I want to be.
So you've never had like an adult beef with another man, like y'all generally have issues with each other over whatever. It could be over something little as a parking space.
I would have to remember you for that.
I think it said I'm have to remember. What about beef with coworkers?
I've had a few of those. You got me on that one. Especially upper minute. Not really. I mean, fuck David. I ain't gonna lie to you. I still don't like that nigga. Look at never will. Not gonna lie to you. The only me and you know this.
You know what? I can't be mad at that because he got on my nerves a few times also. I'm just like, yo, my man. And I remember Dina tried to pair me up with him. And I was just like, yo, hold on a second. Wait. But she was trying to promote me. And she wanted me to basically shadow him and be his protege. And I was just like, hold up. Excuse me, sister.
I definitely would have looked at it like, yo, just because he a brother don't mean we gotta be the same brother. Not how this game works.
Bruh, I was trying to be, I don't know who else she had in mind, but I was like, nah, I can't. I don't like the way he talks to people. I don't
Understandable.
I don't like the way he operates. His voice is kind of annoying. And just no.
That was not understandable. Also, what was it? The person we trained, not tall Jose. Other Jose? Yeah. I can't focus that. Yeah, we can't focus. I can't focus that nigga either. Like, hold on, yo, when you left, my name took a full 180 turn. It was bad. Like, it was bad. Like, to the point where I'm like, yo, I can't. Like, cause you know, like when we backbone brothers, we brothers. We got each other's back. It got to a point he was making some mistakes. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna have to remove that title from you, brother. Like, you can't be a backroom brother no more the way you act. You weren't part of this group no.
What was he doing?
It was like the slyest backhand things, like retaliation for people who were like being like, it wasn't like they did something to him. It's other like they got into arguing with his girlfriend or some shit. Then he was setting them up for I'm like, yo, my brother, what are you doing?
I heard about that.
Yeah, he was wilding. Like, even if you ask tall Jose, even he would tell you right now, he's like, nah, I don't think he can fuck with that other Jose. He lost his Jose brother for that shit. He's like, nah, I can't do this. Most of my beefs mostly stem from Bronx work, the co-worker shit. I fucking hated my supervisors over there.
All the way over there at Target?
Target was just pretty much just that. But like Bronx work is where it was true, like, yo, if these motherfuckers was like drowning, I might push them deeper into the water. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey.
Because that Bronx works home base was just pretty much like, oh, my first supervisor didn't like me because I was the only guy, and then she was also racist. So she was sexist and racist.
I remember you telling me about this.
And my roommate can verify that one to the point where I did her because she was also like doing some other stuff. And like my work and her work were similar, just the name was changed. And you know, she used to send the shit back for the dumbest thing. And be like, yo, you just not, and would like try to write me up for other shit. And I was like, yo, fuck this bitch. And then I got into the targets of like the director above my other director, and all shit was gone. I got real beef with Roxburgh. But everyone hated.
You hated everybody that you worked with over there?
Nah, the co-workers were nice. Anyone at my position was good. Anyone above us, there was like maybe 2 people that were good. Everybody else was kind of ass. and then like above them they had their director, and our director was pretty good. She's the one that got me to this job I have currently. That I have. I'm not gonna lie to you. All the reason I've been forgetting stuff because they put me in charge of 4 projects. I have 4. I have 2 meetings with the CEO coming up again. I have to make and the board of directors. Yeah, this shit is. I hate this shit. I didn't sign up to make moves like this. I'm gonna
Yes, you
make.
did. Yes, you did.
But like,
I think
she's the reason why I'm at this other place right now.
I think for me, the only beefs that I've ever had is with other like I've only really had one professional beef. I'm trying to think. My time with transit, I've only had one professional beef, and that's because this shorty was just jealous that I had a good rapport with the guy that we was working with together. You know what I mean? Even to the point where I'm sorry.
I just don't never understood that. But finish your story.
So even to the point where she tried to get me in trouble by saying that I was unsafe to work with, and then she also tried to say that I snitched out a supervisor when he got hurt on the job, and I was just like, I wasn't even there. You know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna put me at the scene of the crime? I wasn't there when it happened. Like, so a supervisor had got hurt because he was fucking around on the track. Let's call it what it is. It's fucking around. And the guys that were working for him, they tried to cover for him. And when the TA investigated, they caught them in their lie and whatnot. And caught them in their lie. And one guy had flipped. And then when I came back to the day side, there was a whole rumor going around talking about I was the one who flipped. I'm like, I wasn't on the job that night. In fact, that was the same week. I don't know if you remember, Will and I went to Puerto Rico.
Yes, I do.
It was that week. It happened the night we came back. I'm like, I wasn't even there that night. What are y'all talking about?
my brother came back and was like, "Yo, you snitching on people?" I just came back from vacation. What y'all talking about?
I just came back from vacation. Like, I was on vacation that week. What are y'all talking about?
Like, what happened? I'm trying to figure out the news right now.
Bro, I got back to New York that Thursday night. It happened that night. I wake up to mad text messages talking about, oh, so got hurt it at this location, this at the third, is a track foreman, then yada yada yada. I'm like, oh shit. I know this foreman. I know him. Like I see him every other night. And I hit up my 2. I was like, yo, what happened last night? And they told me, they gave me the whole rundown and yada yada. And then we found out later what really happened, because the guys who were on the job that night, they told us what happened, and they told us who was the guy who flipped. Somehow I get thrown into the mix. I'm like, me? Like, of all people, you want to throw me into this? Nah, now I got a problem with you. Now I got a level with you. But, like I said, she tried sabotaging me early on. And it's funny because most of my beefs be with women. I don't understand why.
They can, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish I had the full answer for that as someone who's been friends with a lot of women and still continue our friends with women. I still don't understand most things.
Right.
I hear stories and people tell me this, and I'm like, this, and my brain goes like, I clearly missed something, and I still don't understand what I missed.
Right, like what did I miss? Am I the one who's wrong here? Like, I had issues with an old friend because she talks reckless sometimes, and I don't like the way that she talks to me. So she said something to me that you should never say to another man. Like, yeah, she said that. Yeah, and the first time I was like, I don't think you should ever say that to another man, because you don't know how they're going to react. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you say that to the wrong person, they just might physically harm you.
I'm not gonna lie
You know
to
what
you.
I'm saying?
I think I know what you're talking about.
You
But
should know what I'm talking about.
we are two different people, and I guarantee you, whoever's watching and listening to this is like, what does she say?
Think
You're
about
gonna
it.
you're gonna have to say it. You're gonna have to tell the viewers because a lot of viewers are all over the place. You're gonna have to tell.
Oh, she said SMD.
Oh, okay. But so it was what I thought it was.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the. I want you to know that's like the. That's the ultimate way to start a fight in the Bronx. Because I've heard people say that in other places and not start fights, and my mind goes like, "Yo, said that shit. I may have to start swooping."
We're gonna have to fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's funny because when we were younger, when we were teenagers, even young adults, you may have said it and nothing happened. But now that we are older, wiser gentlemen, you're not gonna stand for that. That's the ultimate form of disrespect.
There's
You know
some
what I'm saying?
forms. There are certain lines I don't. There are certain lines I don't. I don't. I think I've stopped saying that as I got older, and I just realized my brain's like it's like if you don't want drama in life, you can't just be saying these. You could call anybody else anything, but there are some sentences you can't say to people that might start it off.
Exactly. So even think about it like this: from one man to another, from me to you, right? You're much bigger than me. You might be stronger than me.
If you said that just straight up to me, we would have to probably.
We would have me and you fighting.
Well, I say probably because we don't. I know you very well. Like, I respect you as one of my brothers. So
Exactly.
So from the first thing to be like, "Yo, what is going on?" That's crazy that you said that to me.
Right.
The second time, then we have to fight because that's what I do. I give my brothers all one chance. I fought the person I stream with. I fought him for stepping on my computer. Oh, I'm willing to throw down again.
You see what I'm saying? So the second time she said that, I was like, all right, I have to stop talking. Like you and I have to stop because I'm tired of you disrespecting me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm tired of you're reckless with your mouth. You're wild disrespectful with your mouth. And I told you about that shit before. So
That's
now
wild.
I have like, bro, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy because I'm technically reckless. Like I'm terrible with insult, but no one's ever had to check me like this.
Because well, one, I know it you okay, at least 35% of the time you're joking.
They're all jokes. Let's be honest. Most of them are all jokes. But
Right.
jokes, in the words of J. Cole, all jokes have some truth to it.
Right.
So if I make a joke about it, it's because I probably thought something much worse, and I cut it severely down to the joke measure.
Right.
But even at that point, there's still some things that I'm very respectful about. Like physical parent jokes are just the easiest to do. That's why I do them the most.
Right.
But I'll never bring up something about your family history. I want you to bring up your own. I want you to bring up your dating history. I feel like that's a bit much.
Like, come on, son. Or your health. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
your personal health.
Unless you make the joke first, I won't do it.
Like, come on, it's just that simple.
I know people would
die. Not gonna say.
Yeah, I know people with diabetes, but if they make the joke about diabetes, I'm like, okay, at least I know where their standard is. But even before, they have to do it first. It's the same thing. It's the same reason I do it. Like I don't make fun of a lot of things, unless you do it first and it's like a self joke. I'm like, okay, this person likes to joke around about that. Then I can add it to the arsenal of jokes I can make.
So how do you handle beef with other individuals? Like, say you and somebody that say like you got a beef with your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like someone who lives next door to you, either because they don't keep or they're too loud. You know what I'm saying? Or that they can't control their kids, or you know what I'm saying?
I think the first step for me in every beef is like to approach it, like address it directly as much as I can. Like say it's my neighbor, I'm like, yo, I've noticed like this and this, like because I learned that from my family, especially my grandmother. When it comes to neighbors, because like we used to have neighbors that used to party at least once a weekend, and like they would go to like maybe 4 a.m. and their backyard is next to our bedroom, was next to my bedroom.
Oh no!
Windows, so like clearly there was an issue. But like also just at a certain point, but we did talk to them directly, like, hey, like people are trying to work. Let's try to keep it to days where like most people are off. Like it's a direct issue, like it's directly approached, and based on how they respond to it, will decide my next few steps. Or that I get, and I have 3 roads for that. It's either okay, we talked about it nice and smoothly. Hopefully, we can see some action, and if not, we can try it again. If it doesn't work, we go step 2, which is the petty responses, where I just start to do petty shit to piss you off. And I make sure I'm there to be like, damn, that's crazy. And then just walk away. Like, it's petty enough where it's like, well, that's crazy that it happened to me. But it's not petty enough where you're like, you set me up. No, I like to do little petty. I like to do even serious petty. You're just like, you're just having bad luck. That's it. And I know I'm the reason it's happening. It's like, oh, you see that shit you put out there? That's crazy that there's rats in your house now. So unfortunately, that someone put food and left the door open right there. That couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. And if they respond to the direct approach the most disrespectful way, then you will see what would happen. I'm not. Look, violence is the question. Answer can be maybe the yes.
So what
violence?
About...
Maybe. Violence? Yes. There's never a no.
What about beef with your coworkers?
Depending on the coworker, will depends. Because like if it's like a coworker that we're on the same level, we have the same responsibilities, I can just not talk to them. Just let it rock. And if I do have to talk to them, keep it cordial as much as possible. But like it's very like I'm going out of my way to like not talk to you, sort of like cordial. Like, oh, nice day. Yeah.
But you see, it becomes difficult when you still have to work with this individual. Say like you work in groups or you work in a team.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying. Like I keep it cordial and I make sure like your job is difficult because you work for the transit. So if you guys aren't really on the same track, someone can really get hurt.
Exactly.
So if I had a job like that, like if I had a job in construction, like if I had beef with someone and we were on the same construction project, I would still keep it cordial and I would still make sure they don't get hurt. But again, it's still a lot of one-word responses. Like I'm just trying not to be like I don't really want to talk to you. It was like, yo, once we got a job to finish, let's get this done as safe as possible. But as soon as that 5 o'clock or whatever time our shift ends, yeah, I'm out. Don't talk to me. Now I don't want no pounds. I see y'all tomorrow.
A lot of shit happens off company time too. That's the funny part.
Exactly. That's also one of the things. Like when you have issues with someone, like, oh, we're gonna go get a drink. I'm like, oh, I would go be like, who's we?
Yeah, who's this we? We're all gonna be there.
I listen for the names. And so if I hear like one name, I'm like, nope, can't be there. It's like, nah, I got something else to do.
Yeah, I'm straight up with it. So with me, I handle beef directly. I pull up someone from like, yo, we got a problem? Like, what's going on? Because we can go outside real fast. You know what I'm saying, come outside with me. Talk to me for a second. What's going on?
We can talk real quick outside.
Yo, we can handle this outside right now.
No one's gonna believe that out of everyone, you are the fastest to violence, and it's the best.
It's not even about violence, but it's just more about like direct communication. Like, yo, I pull up to the office. I hear you been talking shit. What's going on? Talk to me. You got something to say?
It's the more funny thing that your approach is so direct. Like, yo, we can talk outside real fast. Because that's so in my mind. If someone tells me that, I'm like, well, looks like I'm going to have to handle this with fisticuffs. I understand. If someone calls me like, yo, we can talk outside, that's my brain. I'm like, oh, yeah, we talking with these hands then. Let's fucking get popping.
Yo, so let me tell you a story like a couple weeks ago, right? It was more like a month almost, but it's still like, I almost can't believe I did this. You know what I'm saying? So one morning I come to the office, I come to my boss and I ask him who's he's giving me to do the walk with me, right? To do the inspection. And he answered me at first, but I didn't get it. I didn't quite hear him. So I asked him again. I was like, wait, who you got for me again? And then this dude snaps at me, yeah, like he legit snaps at me, yells at me, tells me to get the fuck out of my way, and then goes out the office in front of his boss. And I'm looking at his boss, and I'm just like, did that just happen? All me and him could do is just look at each other and shake our heads, like, okay. So I let it go for a little bit. As I'm doing the inspection,
You better than me.
my day got worse because it was hot. You know how much I hate to eat.
I do.
And there was so much nonsense going on the line that day, on the 2 line that day, that I was just like, nah, this day is not going as well as I thought it was. So I started to replay the day in my head, and I was like, wait a second, this motherfucker yelled at me today. I was like, wait, hold up. No. The minute I get to the office, I'm addressing him on the spot. So I get off the track like 2:10, 2:15, which is late for us. And so we try to be off the track no later than like 1 o'clock sometimes, because now the afternoon rush is going to start, and then it's going to go into the evening rush, yada. Yeah. So all of that, I come back from the track, I'm drenched. You know what I'm saying? Drenched in sweat. I'm tired, my feet hurt, and I'm fuming in my head. I'm thinking about, okay, when I'm going to say this thing, what am I going to say? Am I going to say it here? Am I going to say it over there? Am I going to say it with a smile? You know what I'm saying? Am I going to say it? Am I going to yell? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I see him, right? And I'm like, yo, my man, hold up. Don't talk to me like that again. He was like, what do you mean? He was like, yo, you yelled at, I was like, yo, you yelled at me this morning, and I don't appreciate that. You yelled at me in front of the entire office. And he was like, at first he tried to play it off. He was like, come on, Don, stop. Come on, you beat those. I'm like, no, hold up. No. I'm not playing right now. No, I'm dead serious. I don't like the way that you spoke to me. You will address me as such, and I'm not going to stand for that. Next time, listen, you got a lot going on in the mornings. I understand the mornings are busy, but next time, talk to me like an adult, man. It's a man. Don't yell at me. I'm not your child. You know what I mean? I'm like, you want to yell at me, you're going to yell at me in the locker room, if anything. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do it here in front of the office, in front of everybody like that. He was like, oh, and he backed down. He was like, okay, I apologize. I shouldn't yell at you like that, but you got to understand, like, in the morning, things get a little hectic. I'm like, yeah, I understand that. Don't fucking yell at me, though. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I was mad.
Oh my God, I love it. That's a direct approach. This wasn't. You better than me.
What you want me to do? Like, you want me to say, hey, this morning thing? No, I'm not doing that. I'm too old for that.
You better than me, because I know when someone yells at me directly, especially, I've been at point for work now, especially after the whole Bronx work stuff. I'm quick to yell back. No. I think one of my supervisors gone crazy. Literally, the supervisor I'm working with right now, it's just me. It's me and her, and she's like yelling. She's upset over something else about her child and something, and she yells something at me, and I was like, "Yo, who are you talking to?" Just off rip from snap. It was just a counter reaction. It just came out naturally, and she was like, "Oh," she goes like, "Now you say Sean." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, that's what I thought.
I didn't do that part. I was like, "Oh, okay." Because
that would be me. I would be like, oh, that shit. Had the right one today. Well, I'm not your child.
It is. I want to tell you. Let me tell you about the funniest thing I've ever done at work. That still makes me laugh, because of James Oliver. I put his whole name, man. I'm so sorry.
God damn. I think I know James. I met James, right?
You met James, but when we used to work, this is before I think a month or two before I got to this current job I got. I was still at the other job, and like they were switching things around. They were about to give my whole position another position's work and get rid of another position in the workplace. Like 7 people that used to do that job, they were getting rid of those 7 people's positions. They're going to give them new jobs and stuff, and we're going to take all their whole task load. So we're about to double our workload and not get paid for it. And so they're explaining this to us in a meeting. And they're like, yeah, we're going to be doing this. And they mute us because we can't talk and we can't unmute ourselves. And they could just see in my face. As soon as I heard, it's like, we're going to be doing this, then you guys will be doing this, and then this. And I was like, who is this we? They're like, I know they ain't talking to me. And like, no one, the only one that heard me was my office staff because the people running the meeting were in the building that they were like they were in another building, but we all had the virtual meeting. And everyone in the building just heard me yell like who's we? And everyone on my side just starts dying. And then like they're still going. They're like, yeah, just think of it as a puzzle. And I was like, puzzle? And I couldn't take it no more. I literally wrote, they left the chat box open. I wrote, I fucking hate puzzles. Just in all caps. And they're like, Tayshawn, come on, like, don't be like that. You gotta look at another opportunity. And I was like, I'm like, what? And I wrote, like, what glasses are you looking at through? Because I don't see none of this. It gets to the point where, this is where James comes in. They tell James, like, yo, your boy, because they know we're bros, and we're roommates at the time. So they're messaging him. James in the building with them, like, James, what's going on with Tayshawn? Can you talk to them? He's like, what do you mean? Because he's not in the meeting. He texts me. He's like, yo, what's going on? Like, they saying that you're wild in the meeting. My response was like, I was like, oh, so I responded. My text message was, so we fucking snitching now. That's when I tell you I was so done that whole time, and I was like, and because we were muted, if they could have heard my, the show would have been much more worse.
Yo,
I called James. James called me. He's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Nah, fuck this." He's like, "I do the same thing." I was like, "Yeah, that's you. I ain't doing your shit. I don't want to do your shit." He's like, James was like, "You ain't gotta talk to me like that." I was like, "Touche.
You're right.
But fuck that.
You're right. You're right.
It wasn't like it diffusing. I literally looked at him because we're on FaceTime. I go like, "Touche." But back to this.
Yeah, these jobs be wild sometimes.
My favorite part is James. He's still in the office as I'm wilding. So the supervisors hear me yelling at him. James tells me as soon as I hung up, my supervisor, the director came to him. He's like, "Was that Tayshawn?" He's like, "Yeah." "What did he say?" And he goes like, "You know what he said. Why are you doing this? You know there's nothing." He was like, "Is he going to change?" And she goes, and he looks at him. He's like,
"Does he look like he's going to change?" Like,
I was like, "You better hope he don't curse me out. Like, he better hope you don't curse out somebody else again. I don't think he cares about this no more."
That nice.
I'll tell you.
I can't, because these jobs they be doing the most. And then you got Indian co-workers. Oh, let me ask you one more question before we head out.
I was going to ask you about rap beefs.
Nah, these stupid rap beefs. Well, you see, speaking of rap beefs, you see they've arrested Keefe D for being connected to Tupac's murder.
I did hear about that.
Yeah. I mean, we all know who killed Tupac. It's just why the only reason why the LAP. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, to finish off, so he was a connection to it. He had said, he has gone on record saying like, "Oh, this was the person that pulled the trigger to shoot him." But I think he's dead already. That person's dead.
His nephew, Orlando.
Yeah, he died in prison.
He did?
Yeah, I think they killed him in prison.
Oh, well, you know, why LAPD and Las Vegas PD took forever to solve this thing. I think it's because they were trying to wait for everybody else to just die off. You know what I'm saying? They like, listen, this is some gang related nonsense. Let them niggas kill each other and we'll be done with it. But
that's their biggest hope. Except we just kill each other off.
Just kill each other and die off and everybody can go home. But because Keefe D won't shut up and keeps going on record and on interviews, nigga wrote a whole book about what happened.
He gonna get his money.
It's like, no, you're right. You know what? Now we gotta arrest you. Like, we have to arrest you now. Like, you done said too much. You done let it go too much. You don't let too much go. You could have just shut up, went off into the sunset. But because you niggas love clout so much, we have to arrest you now.
No, he had. I think Cloud's a big currency right now. It is what it is.
Hey,
Cloud's a currency to some people. Even if it's not real money, if people know you, they feel like you. A lot of people feel like they have money. It's not true. I'd rather have more money in my account than people know who I am personally.
but J. Cole said it best. He said, "I'd rather make a mill and no one know what my name is."
It's not J. Cole represents.
That's an old J. Cole song. old J. Cole joint. But so I wanted to ask you, have you ever had beef with family members?
Yes.
Oh, how'd that work out for you?
I don't talk to them.
Hey.
Because if I see them, I'm still I'll tell you the truth. The biggest one probably is my cousin, who used to like bully the fuck out of me to the point where I didn't want to go to his house. And like they would call, but they liked me, so they would call for me to come over. And my grandma would be like, "You want to go over there?" And I'd be like, "Fuck no." And I would say it to my grandmother. You know, my grandmother quick with the hand if I'm cursing. I still don't talk to them because there's no purpose in me talking to them, especially because one, now I heard that he beat up his last two girlfriends, so I'm not gonna associate myself with a domestic abuser. I'm not doing that. He doesn't live in the state. There's nothing I can do about it.
I'll get beat women.
I can't. I'm sorry you have to find out this way. I don't know why I'm delivering the news like it's your family member.
It's like that sometimes.
This is what I've just heard, but it is coming from his own brother, so I gotta believe the source.
Hey.
Like I said, I don't know where even to the point, I don't even know where he currently lives anymore. I know he used to stay in New Jersey, but like, I don't know if that's where he stays because every time I hear he's in a different state. So, I'm not trying to work up anything to do with these people.
Family members. I don't like when family members beef because, you know, it's just like, well, I won't say it's like friendships, but like, if y'all don't resolve that beef before one of y'all dies, then you're going to spend the entire rest of your life having to look at different versions of that person in the rest of your family. And it's like, dang, I didn't get a chance to resolve this issue.
Let me tell you right now. I don't give a single flying fuck. It's not like, have you ever heard that song? There's a song called "Fuck My Cousin."
No,
not like that, but like it's like Chicago rappers. It's like Chicago drill music.
Oh well,
he doesn't
want to stand drill music. So
I know
drill music is just like one giant beef anyway.
Yes,
all ops this and ops that. Slide on that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like apparently, this dude who made the song found out that his cousin is a part of his rival gang, or part of his ops. So that's why he has a song called "Fuck My Cousin."
Is it who's these two Bronx drill rappers that are cousins?
And no, these two, the person that made the song, the one I heard is from Chicago. I know they're Chicago,
but there's two of them from the Bronx. One is K Flock, and the other one is somebody else. They both Bronx drill rappers, and mind you, K Flock is in prison right now. Killed somebody on 125 and allegedly killed somebody on 125 and something else. I think not St. Nick, but
125th. Why are you saying 125? Yeah. This is 125th. I'm in my brain. I'm like, my brain is going to register that for a second.
Nobody says 125th. Everybody says 125. It's like saying 161. Nobody says 161st. It's you say 161.
I say 161. I've never heard. This is the first time I've heard someone say 125. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe I don't pay attention enough. I just think of 125th. Don't look so serious.
Excuse me, brother.
Maybe I don't pay attention enough, and the only time I hear it is on the train station. Maybe that's why. 161. I always hear 161. That's normal. No, you could be right. I'm just life goes on.
So, do you say 149 or do you say 149th Street?
Oh, 149. I ain't do it.
All right. So it's all the same.
Well, I know it's all the same shit. I just never heard 125, so it took my mind a little while to complicate what it was. So I was stuck for a minute. I got it.
All right. Well, either way, K Flock and his cousin, who's also a drill rapper, whose name I inconveniently forgot,
Like,
they
I'll look at
beefing and are recording and releasing diss songs from behind bars. Like,
there's a D thing.
huh?
I looked up his cousin, and it looks like his cousin name is like the letter D and thing. I'm guessing.
I think so. I think one of them said that. I think K Flock said that he would kill him. That he would kill D Thing, and then D Thing was like, "Well, Thanksgiving dinner is gonna be weird at Auntie's house, or something like that, something to that effect." And I'm just like, yo, neither one of you are 25 years old yet. I don't think.
No, K Flock is 20.
He's 20.
Yeah, it says he's 20 right now.
This nigga can't even legally purchase alcohol.
True. And it looks like the cousin is also 20.
Kids, bro, kids. Think of you when you were 20.
No, the other one's 22. Think of me at 20? No, because I was the worst. I was a terrible person.
Were you working at Target at 22?
At 22?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you got hired in 2016, right?
I was around 22. Yep.
Think of how much of a piece of shit you were.
I was the worst. I keep saying this shit. I was a terrible person.
Oh, I was trying to insult you, but you know what? You went along with it.
I personally know I was an ass individual. When I go back and look, I've only gotten better as I feel like I wasn't a good person until I hit 20. Personally.
I personally feel like I haven't been a good person, or at least a decent person, until like 27, 28. So
I feel like I knew what the right thing to do was, but still I'm growing up and I'm like, I know it's the right thing to do, but it's not what I want to do. So I'm gonna do what I want to do. These are things I learned.
Try to be a decent man in the most indecent time. But no, seriously. So look, they're kids, bro, and they're threatening to kill each other and their family.
They don't understand. You don't truly understand what death really is until you reach your mid-20s.
True.
Like, as someone and I've seen death since 6. I know what death is. I've known what death was, and it still didn't properly register to me until I hit like 20. And that was after I lost my father, my uncles, and my father figures and friends. That's when it really hit me. I'm like, okay, like, wow, this shit really does suck.
And you can't come back from that. And you know coming back from that. So I remember, I think after Tupac was killed.
That's another J. Cole song. Like,
what?
Ain't no coming back from that. Family dressed in black.
See, there you go.
You listen. It's too much.
That's what. Well, so when Tupac was killed, even Biggie was like, "Listen, we had our drama, but I would never wish death on nobody because there's no coming back from that." Like he thought Tupac was gonna live that last shooting in Vegas.
I remember that. I remember that interview because that was. I think that was like a song.
It was the end of Dying to Live.
Yeah, I think that video scared me as a child. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It did. It was
It was dark. It was a very dark type of video.
Mm-hmm.
And here, but I remember him being like, he was like, Tupac got shot. And I remember he was like, oh yeah, he got. I was like, all right, he gets shot almost every other month.
Yeah,
he's like, he gets shot every other month. He'll be back up and he'll be making another album in like another day. And they're like, no, he didn't make it. He goes like, what?
Right. It's like, nah, I wouldn't wish death on nobody for that. So listen, solve your beefs, man. Solve your beefs. You gotta grind my gears.
I've been, you know what? I don't know if this is a grind my gears, but I've been seeing a lot of dumb shit on TikTok, and we gotta talk about it. Yeah. I don't know when this started being a full thing, But have you heard of the thing that's going on called girl math and boy math?
Yes, I have.
This shit is dumb. In
You
both
give your piece
senses.
first, because I want to give my piece a little later.
I don't. It started off as like girls just being like. I saw the first start of it like girl math, where it's like, oh, they're just like it's just justification of spending a certain amount of money on things. I understand that can happen. They'd be like, oh, if I buy something from Starbucks on my Starbucks app because I had Starbucks credit, I technically got it for free. I'm like, I can like it's mental gymnastics. It's mental gymnastics, but I like that's all for you. You can do that. That's your way of justifying it. I don't care. Then it just started being hurtful.
Yeah, it became very disrespectful.
Yeah, then it just started being like, oh, like girl math is like you don't like this dude anymore, so you're just gonna play him for a whole year and then break up with him after you checked out a relationship. I'm like, that's just not math. That's just being rude.
Yeah, true.
Like, what is like? There's no math in this one. There's no like when it started off with girl math, it was like spending money. I understood math. This ain't math. No, we just insulting
math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing.
And then like I don't even know who started boy math. I don't even think a guy started that shit.
We did
it. The only time I hear it is when other women are talking about it, and then it's still very disrespectful. I forgot. I think one person was like, "Boy math is marriage is too much of a commitment, but not giving this girl a child." And wait, is it? I was like, "Who hurt you? What happened here?"
You need to go see a therapist about that.
I'm like, something happened, and I like that's not math.
Right, that's not math at all.
That brother just has commitment issues in general and doesn't want to wear condoms. There's a difference there.
That's not math. That's
not math. That's something else. That brother has some issues, and you also have some issues with bringing this up for us. That's how I mostly feel when I see these things. I'm like you all have some issues, and I don't understand why I have to learn about this. This is as bad as waste their time in 2016. I hated that so fucking dumb. Waste her time 2016, waste his time. Nigga, y'all just wasted time. Like, I got things to do. Like, I don't like this girl. I'm a date her for 6 months and then cheat on her with a best friend. I'm like, why not just go after the best friend? What is going on here?
Right. Like, city boys, city girls. I saw one that said girl math is having. I saw one that said girl math is having three babies but 4 baby daddies, or something to that effect.
What the fuck? That's not bad.
Girl math is having 4 bodies but really having 12, or something like that.
Is it having 12 bodies and only having 4?
Like saying that you have only 4 but really having 12. Because girls, a lot of women lie about their body count.
I mean, guys do it. Guys do it too. I've also learned that. I think we need to change the way we look at people the way we say hoes. Because hoes is, everyone would be like, if your body count is high, you a hoe. I think it's body count based on time period. That's how I look at hoeing.
We have to discuss this at a future time because we can go on from a deep tangent, and I have thoughts. I have very strong thoughts about this. I kind of agree with you, but then there's a lot of nuance.
You know what I'm saying? It's always a nuance. We can talk about that next week.
Absolutely. Thank you. Another topic for next week. I got hoes. Oh, check this out.
I got hoes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to the Excuse Me Brother podcast. I've been one of the hosts, Brother Tay.
Hey.
You got the other one dancing. That's Brother J. You may not be able to see him. Who cares? If you like this, please like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, Excuse Me Brother podcast. If you're listening to us, please like and rate us 5 stars on YouTube, on Apple, Google Quest, whatever you listen to this. If you want to listen to us more, you can follow us on TikTok at Excuse Me Brother with the ER because it's racist because Brother J made it.
Whoa. I didn't make the TikTok.
Producer J. I said
it's a person. Fake news. You said
Producer J. My fault. Producer J. Apologies. I know what I'm wrong.
I got to do a Donald Trump hand thing when he's deflecting. Well, I didn't do any of this.
You want to talk to us or listen to us or follow us more on Facebook? You can find us on the Excuse Me Brother Facebook page. with the ER because it's racist. Because Brother Jay made that one. He's more of a facial person. If you wanna talk directly to us, you can DM us at excuse_me_brother with an A on Instagram. Like I said, it's with the A. It's not racist because I made it. Thank you very much for listening to us. You have a good night, good morning, good day. Whenever you're listening to this, we appreciate you. Remember, violence isn't the question. Violence isn't the answer. It's always the question. Bye.